Yeah. We here. 15 minutes of fame radio. I think this is. I'm actually a fan of you. Let me just say that first and foremost.
Appreciate.
You know what I mean? I ain't just saying that shit for the camera, like I really am. And you know, Michael Hughes, Vlad TV.
Yeah, what's going
You know what I
on,
mean?
everybody? Michael Hughes. I'm the guy that's behind all the battle rap content at Vlad TV. You can catch me at Hughes1128 on Twitter. Hughes in the Instagram. What's up, baby?
Yeah. Now, first and foremost, I mean, you ain't just a media guy. You know, you're very heavily into boxing. You fight too?
Yeah, I fight. I'm in the amateurs. I won the Golden Gloves in 2012, 141 in Madison Square Garden. That was the last year they had it in the Garden before they took it to the Barclays.
Word.
Yeah. Want me to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let's go.
I mean, real talk. Like the first time I went to the gloves, I was with my first trainer. Wasn't really a good mix. Didn't go too far the first year. I fought a kid who had like 30 fights, and it was like my third fight. So, you know, the experience level was different. But I got with a different trainer years later. Started when I was 20, you know what I'm saying? I'm 24 now.
Word.
Started a little late, but, man, that was the best feeling ever, you know what I'm saying? I had my family there, everyone from my block. You know, I'm from Midtown, so
Word.
fighting in the Garden was like, you know, I'm fighting on my block, basically. It was awesome. And I could say, for real, people watch these Mayweather fights, Maidana, all that. Like, you can say what you want.
Word.
You can't call nobody trash until you do this. Like, it's so much sacrifice.
But like, what made you want to get into boxing? You know, from the beginning. I mean, you know,
Oh, man.
and where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Hell's Kitchen, Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
And basically, since I was a little kid, like my father always put me on the boxing like videos and stuff like that. I grew up watching Jack Johnson, Ali, Frazier, Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis. You know, the throwbacks, Ray Robinson, Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, whatever. So that was my favorite sport. Like when I was a little kid, I didn't know anything about team sports. I just knew about boxing. Arturo Gatti, Jersey. That's like one of my favorite fighters ever. Period.
Yeah, he's a warrior. Now, you know, as far as like that goes, like how much time have you spent, like, you know, all, you know, because you do the media thing, you do the boxing thing, you train. Every time I call you, you in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how much time do you actually spend in between both? Like,
oh man, like I was saying, it's a sacrifice. Like when I first started working for Vlad TV, I was doing stuff for Vlad legit 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I would go from my job. We were located on 34th by the Empire State Building. I would run to my gym, which was 2.5 miles away from my job, work out like 2, 3, 4 hours, and then I would run back home like another 2.5 miles. You know, and I would do that like 6 days a week,
you was
bro.
grinding,
man. I was no sleep. I was walking around like a zombie if I wasn't at work or in the gym. It was exhausting, but it was worth it.
Now, the whole Vlad situation, was that like, is this like your first time even like, how did you even get the plug, like, to get in, as far as, you know, I don't know if this you was interviewing before, or, you know, like, how'd you get into the whole Vlad situation?
Right. Well, Vlad TV, prior to that, I was looking for a job. I had certain situations outside, you know, personal things, legal situations, honestly, that held me back from finding employment. One of my boys I went to college with, Damian Rodriguez, shout out Dame. He works for this sneaker company now called RU Villa or Rue Villa in Philly. He put me on. You know, he was doing the Sneaker Watch, that's Vlad's sneaker website. And I went for an interview, did a little writing sample, and that was it. And when it came down to battle rap, I had never done any media work before this. Literally, I think it was the first day I met Vlad. He came in for an interview, and he was like, you know, what do you guys suggest we could bring, you know, new content to bring, you know, spread the audience of Vlad TV. So I just suggested battle rap because I was a fan, you know, grind time, whatever, all the old schools. And he sat on it for months. Like, he didn't really react for a little while. And then eventually he was just like, all right, we're going to give it a go, see what you could do. I remember the first person that I got in contact with quick was DNA on Twitter. Like, he was professional, quick to respond, locked in the interview, started chopping it up with Cortez for a while. We were busy, like our schedules are conflicting because Cortez does a lot of music and he travels and stuff. So we couldn't link up for a while, but he invited me to this video release party of his. And from there, I met Smack, I met Math Hoffa, everybody. And from there, it just took off. Like when I did my first interview with Hoffa, that's when it really took off. Really took
now,
off.
you know, were they you think that they was just like, you know, did Vlad TV stamp like help you, or was this pure like, you know, your ideas?
I mean, honestly, you know, I'm gonna keep it honest, and Vlad has admitted this. It's not like I'm trying to toot my own horn, but Vlad's admitted, like, I'm the one that brought battle rap the way it is to Vlad, like straight up. You know, all hands down, that's me. But at the end of the day, you know, the work I've done for battle rap, I couldn't have done without having the platform of Vlad TV. Vlad TV is such a huge name, everyone knows it, so it made the work I was doing that much easier to, you know, get across to everybody. Vlad did dabble in his own battle rap stuff back in the days. You know, I remember he has an early footage of Cortez, you know, battling like a freestyle battle in like a tournament for like $500 or something. But when it came to like this modern, like the real game, like right now, Lux, Hollow, you know, all the leagues and everything, that's me. That was me.
Now, you said you was a fan of, like, the grind time era and this. You know, I get caught up in like the whole fan thing too. You know, being that you do the media, you know, like the circus behind it and everything. You know what I mean? Like, what's your actual feelings towards battle rap nowadays? Like, do you like where it's going?
Oh man, that's a good question. Good question. I like that. I like that. To be honest, I mean, I can't be mad at where it's going. You know, it did have a grittier feel back in the days that was a lot more authentic in a lot of ways. One problem that I have personally now is that, you know, you see a lot of battlers and they'll take these battles and they'll just be kind of like, they'll do it for the check. You know, they're not actually focusing on the content. They're not focusing on their opponent. You don't feel like there's any tension. They're just doing it just to do it, get a paycheck, and they don't really bring that competitiveness, you know. At the end of the day, though, people can complain about it being watered down, but if you want it to go big and you want, you know, battlers want to get paid 40, 50, 60, 100,000 a battle, you're going to have to accept the fact that eventually it's going to become a show. And, you know, let's say Showtime were to pick up this, HBO, you know, there's no way it could stay grimy.
Do you think that like you know, the financial aspect of it's taken away from, like, you know, possible real matchups that need to happen instead of just being a show?
I say partially the finances, and a lot of it is also the fact that no one loses. You know, there's no judging. I've been thinking that, you know, maybe you could use math's barcode scoring system, but I remember I watched your interview with ARP, and he said it's complicated. It takes a while to do that for a battle. But I think that they should have, you know, judging systems where you can take this loss. You know what I'm saying? If you take the loss, it'll make people really want to compete for that money. I can't really say it's the money. It's the fact that you can't technically lose. Like, you'll see a dude get washed, and then his people will be like, nah, he won. Like, that's crazy. You know? I think that's the real problem. You got to start, like boxing. If I was just fighting you and I got knocked out and no one said that I lost, what do I care? You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting in the ring. I ain't trying to get knocked out.
That word debatable, you know, it gets thrown around
too much.
You know, way too much. Like, Hollow and Lux is a debatable battle.
That is it, right?
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know, should there actually like who would you actually like pick to be the judges? Would it be somebody from the media? Would it be fans? Like, who would you pick?
Well, the thing is, you have to pick someone that has knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That someone that understands and has a background. So when people are using, you know, personal references to past battles and people in the culture, you have to have someone who knows that. Otherwise, you know, that's going to fly overhead. At the same time, I mean, I think you do have to have maybe some media personnel. Like, you have to have a mixture, you know, media personnel, maybe some type of a person who's like involved in the corporate establishments of certain battle leagues, and maybe one or two mainstream artists and stuff like that. I was also thinking that maybe you can put together, you know, live judging is different from online. So maybe you could have people watch it live and have people in a separate room with a TV monitor or something. So that's like technically watching it online. Give them an extra 15 minutes to rewind certain bars, put their scores in like that, or maybe put like a 3-day judging poll. So everyone vote for 3 days straight, and whatever that tally is at the end, that's who won.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's another thing on cam and off cam.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
It's issues.
Now, you know, as far as like, you know, working for Vlad,
right?
You know, how is it? I mean, is he a bossy guy? I mean, you know, I wonder what type of guy he is, man. Like, everybody always asks me. You know,
shout out Vlad TV.
Shout Vlad, man. I need my Vlad interview.
Vlad, what I'll say about Vlad is that he knows how to get things done. His name holds weight, honestly. You know, his name definitely holds weight. I don't know if everyone's been watching, but, you know, Vlad TV's been expanding greatly. You know, we're doing red carpet events now, you know, for movies. We're doing press day with people who are promoting their upcoming, like, you know, the Haunted House 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, Marlon Wayans, everyone, like, we're really expanding now. So, I mean, Vlad, what I can say is he knows how to get things done. His name is very respectable. We try to put out, you know, exclusive content. We honestly put out exclusive content 7 days a week. You know, we put out sometimes like 9-10 clips a day of just exclusives, and, you know, we've been getting noticed. And Vlad, he knows how to get the job done.
Now, that's another thing too. How much content do you have that you haven't posted?
Oh man,
can you tell me that,
bro? This Hoffa story. With him getting the $150 that we just put out like 2-3 weeks ago. I've had that since like 2012.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I have stories with Swave talking about his father, you know, one arm respect, you know, martial arts master and everything, talking about his life with that. You know, I have stories with Immortal Technique talking about personal, you know, past things that he's been through that, you know, we got footage, man.
Wow.
We got footage. Cortez. I have footage from everybody.
It's safe,
honestly.
like it's safe, ready to go, you know, for future.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna put everything out. It's just, you know, certain things you can put it out whenever and it's just gonna hit, so it doesn't matter, bro. We got footage.
Like who controls that? Do you say yo it's time or?
I have a say in it. I mean, I'm not one of the actual video editors. I'm just the guy who has, you know, the battle knowledge and does the media stuff. But, you know, I have a push. You know, if I say, like, listen, guys, I want, you know, this out today, we can have it out today. Usually what I'll do is I'll set a certain priority for certain clips that I know, like, things are really relevant to, like, you know, let's say something happened with Daylight today. I need this within, like, the week or something. You know, and then there's certain things that could wait a little while, and then, you know, you might push it, and then I might be like, hey, let's go back to this clip. Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who's your biggest interview? What would you say is your best interview?
My biggest, I would say one of the interviews that stands out most, just because of the circumstances of what happened and everything, was when I interviewed Daylight after Summer Madness 3. Now, that's not my craziest interview, but at the same time, it was huge because, I mean, you know, the whole Serious Math fight just happened. I literally, because I live in Midtown, and the whole event took place there. We're on, like, 48th and 11th. I see this crowd of like 50, 60 people, you know what I'm saying, walking one way. There's like 20 cops on the block, like 10 cars. I'm like, I'm not walking with them. I don't even know 90% of these people. So I told my cameraman, Ellis Flint, shout out Ellis. I was like, yo, we're going to walk this way, walk to 40th, and we walked up to 10th Avenue. When I turned to 10th, I turned towards 47th Street. I'm looking, I see this dude with this big Crip flag, and I'm like, hold on, that's Daylight. Yo, Daylight, what up? And because he's still in beef mode, so he turned around, and all his boys, what's up? I'm like, yo, chill, it's Vlad. He's like, oh, my fault. All right, what's good? I'm like, yo, let's do this interview real quick. And that was that, and that joint went viral, you know what I'm saying? He pulled out the whole 7,000, and Smack replied with the 500. One of my other craziest interviews, though, I'd have to say, was Don Lady and QB, when I did a face-off, and they legit almost scrapped. Scrapped. Like, that was bananas.
Don Lady a wild one, yo. She
Don Lady, she cool though,
Shout out Don Lady, she crazy.
Yeah, she wild.
Yo, but I'm gonna get back. You know, we're gonna talk about the boxing a little more, man. Also, I got mad more questions for you, man. We're gonna take a little musical break and shit, if you don't mind me.
15